Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane. What's in Jiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, I am covering the 12-year existence of the economic freedom fighters. Yes, I'm going to run it back from day one up until day 12-year anniversary that was held there in the Western Cape province, and that was in Khayelitsha. Ladies and gentlemen, the economic freedom fighters has come a long way. And I thought to myself, how can I best explain this story of the EFF to someone who might be new to politics, somebody who might not know the economic freedom fighters quite well? What is happening? Why is it that the economic freedom fighters for the past 12 years has had one president? Who is this one president? How important is this Julius Sello Malema? Is he an iconic figure of South African politics? Or is it just another noisemaker here in South Africa? What is this economic freedom fighters? What economic freedom are they really fighting for here in Africa? How does the party relate to the entire continent of Africa? And what is it that they are trying to build actually? Why is it that the economic freedom fighters are saying that they want economic freedom in their lifetime? Is it a generational mission that they are chasing after? Or is it just a dream that they are selling to their voters in order to get some votes so that they can be in power? Those are the things that I want to cover today, and much more, of course, much more. Please make me a favor. If you are new on this channel, you are at home. You are going to get a lot of political news here. Me and you are going to love each other. We are going to argue on the comment section. We are going to differ here and there. But one thing for sure, we are all Africans, and we should, at the end of the day, unite against the enemy. Ladies and gentlemen, click that subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified at all times. And of course, don't forget to leave your thoughts on the comment section. I need your thoughts on the comment section because I want to see just how many things that you are going to learn in this video, and some other things that you are going to reveal to me. Iron sharpens iron, ladies and gentlemen. The 12-year anniversary was held, like I said, in the Western Cape. What a beautiful event that the EFF held. What a beautiful event. Ladies and gentlemen, trust me when I say to you, the EFF, I would say the ANC, those political parties don't fail when it comes to organization of events. I'm really telling you, they can execute events properly. They've got a lot of experience. The EFF has got a lot of experience, from the media to the security, to everyone organizing the event. Everybody knows when what is going to happen, and the events normally they run very smoothly. Today we are talking about the top 6 being Julius Sello Malema, of course, as the president. We are talking about Godrich Gadi as the deputy president. We've got the national organizer, or the national chairperson, Umamu Nontando. She's the one that is leading the party nationally. And we've got, of course, Sinao Tambo, who I think is the spokesperson, the national spokesperson. And then we've got Marshall Dlamini, who's the secretary general. And of course, the treasurer is Umpile Mautwe. And I think the deputy secretary is Liene. Yeah, I think I'm correct in that. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are the leaders that are currently leading the leader. They were there in Nazareth. They were elected, all of them unopposed. So we know that this is the leaders that the ground forces are rooting behind. So that's very important to talk about. 2013 was when the EFF was born. This was at Uncle Tom's Hall there in Soweto. Hey, yeah. I'm telling you, there's a lot of stories when it comes to that. There's another group of people that say they started the EFF and the EFF was hijacked from them. But anyway, the EFF as we know it today This is how it was presented to us as South Africans. It was this group of people, Abo Kenny Kunene, Floyd Shivambo, Julius Malema, Mpile Mautwe. All of that group is the group that we know as the original, let me say, founders of the economic freedom fighters. And I'm telling you, that group took parliament by force. My goodness. They took parliament by force. They invaded parliament. That is the correct word that I would be using. And I'm telling you, that Julius Malema, that Julius Malema was a Julius Malema on fire. A young Julius Malema took to the podium and went after Jacob Zuma like nobody's business. Like I would love to rephrase your mind a little bit so that you can know what I'm talking about. Listen to this.
Thanks, Honorable Speaker and President. Mr. President, we are
respectful.
Precisely because you have not provided the answer. Because you firstly failed to meet the 14 days of the public protector. And secondly, when you responded, you are telling us of the Minister of Police who must still decide who must pay. And in our view, the report of the public protector supersedes any other form of report which you might be expecting somewhere else. So the question we're asking today, and we are not going to leave here before we get an answer, is when are you paying the money? Because the public protector has instructed you that you must pay the money.
Point of order, Chair.
And we want the date of
Speaker,
when are you paying the money.
Point of order.
These things of point of order are the ones that you are hiding behind. Ne? You are very good at that because every time reports are brought here, it's point of order, point of order.
The honorable
we are here to ask questions and we need answers. Please.
The honorable member will...
Ladies and gentlemen, 2014 was our introduction as South Africans, especially as the younger generation, to what they call the parliamentary channel. It is true. I will address it a little bit later. The GIC also spoke about it. The EFF introduced us to what we call parliament as young people. We never really cared because remember, the ANC had absolute power and was never really challenged. The DA was trying here and there, but the ANC had absolute power. If they wanted to pass a bill, they wanted to do anything, they could do it because they had the majority. You understand what I'm saying? Especially now with Jacob Zuma, who returned and won the province of KwaZulu-Natal back into the hands of the ANC. So they had absolute majority there. There was nothing that you could do to stop them. So when the EFF came in, oh my God, that first group of the EFF, ladies and gentlemen, I wish we can just do another episode where we talk about the first group of the EFF. I'm talking about the 25 MPs, the 25 MPs that were in the EFF. I'm going to tell you a little bit more as to the growth of the EFF a little bit later in the video. But the first 25, I'm telling you, those names must be taken out, and some of them we need to ask where are they and what are they doing. But just to give you a little bit more of a taste of what that group was doing in parliament, let me show you what happened when Julius Malema stood up for Dr. Mbuyisane Ndlozi and attacked the speaker, and they were having none of it. It was the first time we were seeing in our lifetime where people were getting kicked out of parliament. They are out of a parliament procedure. Everyone of a political party getting kicked out, ladies and gentlemen.
So it means we should not speak.
I'm still listening to a point of order here, honorable member. Please proceed.
The rule of anticipation.
No, Honorable Speaker, there was a point of order here by Ndlozi and you did not recognize it. Why is it special that his point of order rings supreme?
Why
you
are
must
you
first
special?
recognize the first point of
Why
order.
are you special?
No, you are not special. What do you mean you are
not special.
You are not recognized a
You are
member
not
here.
going to command nobody here.
The member stood up
Order,
first on the
honorable
point
member.
of order.
Honorable Malema, honorable
You can't tell me
members,
to sit
order.
down.
I tell you.
You can't tell me to sit down.
I tell you to sit down.
I will never sit down. I don't take instructions from you. And you are not going to be recognized under a special rule. There's nothing special about you.
There's nothing
This
special
member
about
of
you.
parliament here
Malema,
stood up first
there's
on a
nothing
point of
special about
order. He stood up first on a point of order. He must
Honorable
be
members,
recognized. He must be
honorable-
recognized.
Honorable
We're all
members,
equal
may I
here.
ask both of
We're
you,
all equal here.
Honorable Chief Whip and Honorable Malema,
There's
may
nothing,
I ask
Chief
you
Whip,
to
that
take
gives
your
you
seat?
power.
Can
What
you
power
take
do you
your
have?
seat, Honorable Malema?
Ndlozi stood up first on the point of
Honorable
order. Let
Malema,
Ndlozi be recognized
please
first.
take your seat.
But are you going to recognize us? Ndlozi stood up on a point of order. You don't recognize him. You
Honorable
recognize him
Rosie actually spoke until his
and
own
recognize
Chief Whip
against
stood
your
up.
wish. Against your
Please
wish.
take your seat, Honorable
Honorable
Malema.
Ndlozi, you are recognized. Stand up on a point of order.
Thank you.
Please.
You are exercising fairness, Speaker. Recognize me on a point of order and address me as an equal member of this House.
Honorable
Point of order.
Surti.
So they just rise, Bona.
But Speaker, how do
Now
you
we don't
expect
rise,
us
we
to-
don't get
Honorable
recognized.
Surti,
No,
I
he's-
recognize
he
you.
is not going
Bona,
to
they just
Speaker.
rise. It's nice
Honorable
here.
Suti is not going to speak because we have Honorable Ndlozi on the floor, which you don't want to recognize. So tell us, what do you expect from us? Because we want to respect you, but you don't respect us.
What
You
I
must be
want
fair.
from
You must be
all
fair in sharing
honorable
this meeting,
members
Speaker.
is for them to respect themselves and to respect the House. I now recognize Honorable Surti.
No, it's not. Izokwenzeka sizosebenza la. Upresident last time ezela ufika wadelela le parliament sizosebenza la. Walibela ukuhleka instead ukuthi asitshele ukuthi imali yakhe asekanti uzoyizisa nini. Sizosebenza la speaker sodlalela kuthini. Please.
Honorable Surti.
Honorable Speaker.
enye into yihlazo
Honorable
leli umangameli ningafuni
Honorable
ukuthi aphawule ngezinto ekufanele aphawule ngazo emphakathini siyacela ukuthi lapho ngaphambili ke nazi into umangameli akuyena wenu ngoba kwalezi imali ezibuzwa ayibuzwa iEFF zibuzwa abantu umbuzo olokhu uphumile and uthula umadonsela ulokhu ekushila ukuthi washo ukuthi ayikhokhwe le mali yini izosenza indima thina la ngaphakathi kuthi into ekhona nithi ayikho thina sizele la kuzodlala asimzonda umangameli inina nikhombisa ukuzonda umangameli ngoba nifuna phendule umbuzo obuzwa iSouth Africa as a whole non-province ifuna yanza kuphela balokho bekhuluma ngalendlela yokuthi bavikela umangameli akuyena umangameli oweSouth Africa iSouth Africa ifuna ukwazi ukuthi imali yayo ibuya nini. That's all.
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Speaker.
Akuliwa umangameli akuboshwa abantu abangcono babeyiseke ngenani intuthuko kwakhe asho ukuthi babedlala ngaye mangabe kunjalo.
Honorable members.
Honorable Speaker.
What the EFF did that day caught everyone's attention. Everyone in Africa, in the world, started knowing that, oh, there is a political party there in the place called South Africa, and those people, they might be at 6%, but they are shaking South Africa. They are shaking South Africa. So that's how we were introduced to EFF. So that EFF is either you like them or you did not like them. There was no in between with that EFF. It's either you like them very much and it was your style. Because it was your style, you were sick and tired of what the ANC was doing and everything. And you were like, oh my God, finally, there's people that are challenging the ANC. People have no idea how powerful Jacob Zuma was at that time. People who were not into politics did not understand just how powerful the ANC was. Even the, the power and the influence that Jacob Zuma had, we only got to see it actually in the MK. We knew about this power, but everyone underestimated them up until Jacob Zuma formulated the MK. So you can just imagine at that time, at the peak of the ANC, almost you can say that how difficult it was for the EFF to challenge Jacob Zuma face to face. A very difficult task, ladies and gentlemen. So, okay, let's talk about the anniversaries of the EFF, because some people hear 12-year anniversary. They don't know where it all started. Julius Silo Malema on the presser said the Western Cape was the only province where the EFF has not held its anniversary. So it was a very, very big mission for them to go there. Very important to say we want to have a presence, a proper presence in the Western Cape, because our votes are growing in this province, but we haven't been able to come here. The reason they gave it was because of the month where the EFF was born and the weather of Cape Town. But they had a beautiful weather, ladies and gentlemen, by the way. So EFF formulated July 27. This was in 2013. 2014 was their first anniversary, and they held that one in Soweto. They were in Soweto, and that's how they celebrated the EFF. Now EFF is turning 1 year old. Now the momentum needs to start. So they did Gauteng. The first anniversary they did Gauteng. The second anniversary they were at the Olympia Park Stadium. This was in Rustenburg, Northwest. So they jumped the province next door. They went from Gauteng in year 1. In year 2, they went, which was 2015, they went to Rustenburg. I just want to give you guys a picture of where they went, so that some of you can refresh your mind. Some of you might not even know which provinces they did when. So I'm just giving you that refreshment. In 2016, they went to Peter Mokaba Stadium. You guys remember that? A fully packed house. Obviously, Julius Malema was very happy to be at home, and they had a successful event there, ladies and gentlemen. I can remember the performances that time. It was crazy. It was crazy at Peter Mokaba. That was in 2016. 2017 did a brave move. Remember, this was still in the time of Jacob Zuma, a strong IFP and everything. They went to Durban. And they went to KZN, and they hosted their anniversary there. Very brave move, but it was the EFF trying to show us, listen, we have a national footprint in every province. In 2018, they then went next door. They went to East London in Danzani. They went there. Oh, beautiful city. They went there and they celebrated in Mdantsane in the Eastern Cape. That's where they went there in East London, what we call Klebecha today. And after that, they went to Kwanyamazane in Mpumalanga. Do you guys remember the Mpumalanga event? They went to Mpumalanga, and this was in 2019. They went to Mpumalanga. Ladies and gentlemen, so that's the movement. They did Gauteng, they did Northwest, they did KwaZulu-Natal, they did the Eastern Cape, and then they did Mpumalanga. In 5 years, they did that back to back. But then we have 2020 and 2021. 2020 and 2021 are very interesting one, because they did not have events where people met. They had live events. So Julius Malema met people online and delivered it. You remember in 2020 we had that C virus that was going around. So obviously in June, I can remember they closed. We got level 5, I think, on the 27th of March. So June, July, it was still tight with this the virus thing. So nothing could happen at that time. So the EFF went online and had they celebrated their anniversary then. And in 2021, if I'm not mistaken, is the same thing. There were still not no clearances in terms of mass events packed event. So the EFF 2020 and 2021, they did not go anywhere. It was online. We were watching and we were listening to that. And you remember Dr. Ngozi, they started doing that reading and that political education that I enjoyed so much in 2020. I remember that very well. So in 2022, then they moved from Mpumalanga, then they went to the Free State in Mangaung, Bloemfontein. They hosted in Bloemfontein in 2022, and in 2022, ne? And then they went to FMB. Oh my God! After that, they went to FMB in 2023. 2023, they went to FMB. Yo, that's where EFF struck a big nerve in their enemies' eyes. Nobody could believe what the EFF did in the FMB. That stadium, that whole event, oh my God. We really missed. Some of us who did not go there, we missed out. We missed out on a historical moment. Those who are there and have their pictures, that event will be spoken about when it comes to South African politics forever. EFF was turning 10 years old at that time. When they turned 11, then they came to my province, my residential province that is in the Northern Cape, and they went to Airbus Stadium. I was there, ladies and gentlemen. I could not miss it. Remember, you missed you miss FMB, you did not want to miss anything else of the EFF after that. So I was there as part of the media pass. I enjoyed myself. Like I keep on telling people, I was treated very well. I really was treated very well. That lady, I can't even remember her name, but the updates and everything, I did not struggle in terms of going in, access to the venue, everything. I was just so happy. It's just unfortunate that I was not a big podcaster. I'm still not a big podcaster, so I did not have cameras and mics and everything. Otherwise, you guys would have got crazy content at that time. But anyway, I did cover that event like nobody's business. I think I covered it for the whole week. The build up and everything up until where the team was here. So in 2025, then they went to the Western Cape, closing all the provinces. They did Gauteng, they did Northwest, they did KZN, they did the Eastern Cape, then went to Mpumalanga, and then there was those 2 years where they could not go anywhere. And then they did Free State, and they did Limpopo, and they did the Western Cape. So that's everything they did. The speech of the CIC was quite there's nothing out of the ordinary that I got for me. There's nothing out of the ordinary. It's the same things. Speaking about crime, speaking about education, people must get free education. LSFAS must pay their money straight into the student account. They must pay the universities directly. I mean, government must pay all those people directly and stop paying via NSFAS and everything, all of those type of things. And he spoke about Mkhwanazi. When he spoke about Mkhwanazi, I was like, yeah. So he told Mkhwanazi, you guys know Mkhwanazi's contract is ending in December. It's ending in December. So he said, no, listen, Mkhwanazi, don't worry. If they fire you, you've got a position. You've got a position in the EFF. Those are big words. Whew. Those are big words. And that is why I said they will not put Julius Malema as the chairperson of the ad hoc committee. They will not put him there. That statement also, for me, it's a problem. It's a problem. The side is chosen, and I don't know if they can be they can listen to both stories with all giving the other side a fair chance to say their say. When you have uttered a statement like that, it's very dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. Go on the comment section if you agree or not. But for me, it's a statement that I would have not said if I was the CIC. But again, if I was Mkhwanazi, then I will have that much more confidence to say, Oh, I've seen the EFF save a lot of people. Busisio Mkhwabane was saved by these people. Maybe I can also be saved by these people. So it's not the end of the day when if I lose a job of a provincial commissioner, I can still go into politics. Maybe in one day I'll be a national commissioner. You'll never know what will happen in the future. So yeah, for me that statement was like, that one was not important, because he still says, listen, we are going to attack this issue of Phala Phala. We're going to attack it because there's still links. The police are involved in this issue of Phala Phala. Those are the things I was like, CIC is hitting a nerve there for the ANC people. So he spoke about Lotto, the corruption in the Lotto, the sitters, and he said the fight, the fight of corruption can never end in South Africa. But it's always deeper than anyone has ever thought. So I keep on telling people, yeah, you're not ready for what is going to be unveiled in terms of these commissions that are going to happen. He says the fighters must unite on the ground, everything. They must hold tight. And he's also spoke about Western Sahel. You guys know what is going on there with Morocco. He said we are not in support of what Morocco is doing. He spoke about the DRC, and most importantly, he spoke about the spirit of the fighting spirit of the youth of Kenya. He said the entire African continent must go and learn from what the youth of Kenya is doing, and I could not agree more. He spoke about, of course, Captain Ibrahim Traore, ensuring the support that he has. Also, surprisingly, talking about Duma Boko, the president of Botswana. The EFF always loved Duma Boko. I think the president, Julius Malema, was there when he was inaugurated as the president. But the problem is saying, listen, we love you, Duma Boko, but the military camp of the US must be moved from from that country of Botswana, because South Africa is in danger because of that. Remember, they're going to pose sanctions on us, and also they're going to pose sanctions on politicians. So they will be just here next door should we try to fight or anything. And Tina, we don't have an army. We could not sort out rebels there in the DRC. We don't have an army. We have an Aminyana, Tina, in South Africa. Spoke about, this is very important. He spoke about branches must be launched this year. If you want to have a branch that must compete for the 2027 local elections, launch the branch in 2025. All the branches in 2026 will not qualify. I agree. That's very good, because this haphazard thing of just doing things just to get the numbers and everything and hoping that you'll be a councillor is pure rubbish, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, and he rejected the national dialogue that will be held for 700 million. I don't know where this number is coming from, but this number has been flying for a long time, ladies and gentlemen. So for numbers' sake, if we were to count down the numbers, 2014, remember the EFF was now 1 year at that time, the EFF got 1.1 million votes. And that was the 25 seats that they managed to secure on their first time in the elections. And they got about 6%, 6.35 if you wanted me to be exact. So that's what they got in 2014. So when the EFF started, they started in 2013, and in 2014 they got the 1 million votes. That is a tremendous achievement. A big achievement, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's fast forward to the other national elections. Let me skip the local ones. 2019, they got 1.8 million. 1.8 million, almost 1.9 million, 1.82. That's what they got at that time, and it jumped their numbers in parliament from 25 to 44, so they could accommodate more parliamentarians or members, MPs there. So they got 10%. That's where they started hitting the double digits, because it's very important to hit the double digit. It differentiates you from the big boys and the small boys. There's so many political parties in the 1 digits. It's not even even funny. So big digits, two digits, 10, 11, 12, you're building up, you're on a different league there. You've got so many MPs, you can in fact effect change if you wanted to. 2024 national elections, I think they got something like 1.4 million votes. You can't get the number properly on the IEC because they put the national and the regional votes together. So you can see maybe a 3 million there, and that 3 million is not a true reflection. But anyway, they got 39 seats in parliament, and that was their 9.52% that they got. I just wanted to highlight that, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what is going on there in the EFF. Now we're talking about 2024. I want to go back to 2024 because the 2024 was the great test of the EFF. You have people in your political party who are in with one leg and out with the other one. You know, so they are not campaigning the way they want to they need to campaign for the party to win. You've got a new political party that was formed in the form of the MK political party, and now you are going into an election thinking that everything is all right in KwaZulu-Natal, which is a province that you need, and then you drop numbers, and the MK disturbed everyone. Nobody can deny that the MK disturbed them. Not so much in the EFF, because remember in 2019 they had 10%. 10.8%, and in 2024 they've got that 9.52%. So they dropped 1% plus minus. So that 1% was not a huge knock on the EFF, because remember 2024 was supposed to test the fabric of the EFF, and I think the fabric held up very well. It held up very well, if you ask me. So, advocate Dalim Pofu, all those people that left the EFF, it was supposed to kill the political party. That was the aim. I'm sure Julius Malema was sick and could not eat for many days after his brother made that press conference. I'm talking about Ufloy Chivamba, and said, listen, I'm no longer going to be part of this party. I'm joining the old men, and we'll talk about that stuff later. But the EFF survived that fire. The EFF survived that fire. We were waiting to see if this party can hold on through that. But the ground forces of the EFF, they are totally devoted, religiously devoted, not only to the CIC, but also to the party. But I would say more to the CIC. They will argue with me on the comment section and say they are more to devoted to the party and all of those things. But I'm telling you, South Africans, we follow characters, and the character of Julius Malema speaks volumes to many people who believe that the African child must still be liberated fully, because we have not gotten where we want to go as African children. So Julius Malema, he's got a lot of respect in Africa, but not so much in South Africa. Just going according to the numbers, Julius Malema is a person that is very loved and very hated. And that is the honest truth that the EFF, they know. They need to find the balance. I said to someone, I said on my, I think it was a shot that I shot, I said the EFF must redefine what Pan-Africanism is so that it can be better understood for the new generation. And somebody said, hey, King, philosophy is not change. Believe what you believe for and stand for. You don't, people don't want to understand. People don't want to understand. What other example can we give? There's many ways of circumcising, but the result is still the same. So you're still going to circumcise. Whether you do it by the bush or you do it in the doctor, in the hospital, whatever, the result is that you want to prevent illnesses coming and all of those things. Sorry, ladies, for making this example. I hope I want to address that gentleman so that he can understand. So the way you present politics to the young generation, to the what you call the missing middle class, needs to be at a level where they can understand you. Don't be too deep. It goes also with religion. It goes also with tradition. It goes, you have to, you don't change, but you have to adapt to the times. You can't want to do things exactly the way your ancestors did it, exactly, and not considering the knowledge that you have gained over the years where you can improve something. You know, say, no, I don't want to drive a car to get to point B because my ancestors did not drive it. No, man, 70. So that's what I'm saying with the EFF. They need to repackage the patrioticness they have for Africa and put it in such a way that everyone can, oh, I understand now what you are saying. You understand what I'm saying? I'm happy. And I think the EFF has seen that. That's why you have never heard the EFF make noise about open borders ever since the 2024 elections. You've never heard them make noise about open borders because they saw that people don't understand properly what they are saying. That's why I'm saying rebrand it and say it properly to the people, and the people will then, of course, understand you better. So when it comes to the whole event, I was very impressed with the event. I was very impressed, guys, with the event. You guys know I sing my praises with the EFF when it comes to their event. 2017 2026 local elections, we'll see where the EFF goes. But when we go to the 2029, for me, what will happen in 2029 is going to be what's the word I'm looking for? I did write that word down. Many factors are going to play a role as to how the EFF goes. I'm talking about how the EFF goes because the EFF will be about 16 years old in 2029, and now you will be looking at Julius Malema leading the party for almost 20 years. If the ANC presidential candidate is not someone favorable, I would think Fikile Mbalula might be favorable for Julius Malema. I would think that. I'm not... maybe even Paul. But I would think that Fikile and Julius can go into a room and come out with something that can surprise us as South Africans. You guys go in the comment section and tell me if I'm sucking water out of a rock or what. But I really think those two, if Fikile Mbalula becomes the president of the ANC, 2029, I can see a situation where the EFF works with the ANC and other small political parties, kicking out the MK and the Democratic Alliance. I can see that. Can definitely see that. So you guys tell me, because if that does not happen, let's say someone else is president, or even if Fikile Mbalula, because he's so unpredictable and he still doesn't want Julius Malema, you will be looking at the Julius Malema who will be going for the 2033 elections, a much older Julius Malema, knocking the door of the 60s. Now you are looking at the EFF that is 21 years old. No. For how long should Julius Malema be a president, Nkosiyam? Understand? That's why I say duplicate yourself in the young generation. Yes, there is a little bit of duplication. Go Mafia, Abo Siklelonzi, and Abo Naledi Chirwa, and Abo Tembi. There's some form of duplication that is happening there, but the CIC also has to think for the future. Understand? Like I said, the older they get, the more tired the revolution gets in them. You can argue with whoever you want to argue. Don't argue with me. I'm telling you. The older they get, you saw the first Julius Malema that I played. That Julius Malema was not taking nonsense in 2014. In 2014, in 2019, that Julius Malema, that EFF was not playing around. Now, we're having what we call a maturing EFF. And some of us don't like it. We want the radical one because we believe in a radical manner. That is where we are going to get our total liberation. But this EFF will say, no, we will fight through the ballot. We'll fight through the system, protect the constitution. I'm like, justice, no, man. No! Asiloedi, man. Mahuluiwo once. Yeah, I'm Mahuluiwo once. But anyway, that is my take one. Oh my God, this video is too long. I still have so many notes here that I must read, but I cannot. The video is too long. The video is too long. If you want part 2, you will tell me. But if not, you have heard enough. That's fine. Congratulations to the EFF for a successful event. As I am, what time is it now? It's past 2. As I'm going to sleep now, I have not heard anything in terms of accident and all of that. Please, let's continue to pray for our people. Other people are traveling from far, leaders coming from other provinces and all of those things, so that everyone can be safe at home. Nobody must get hurt or anything like that. I really hate that. For me, Julius Malema says it's an honor to travel. You died for a better reason than being stabbed at a tavern and whatever. For me, don't. Nobody must die. Nobody must die for going to an event of a political party. Never. No. If they were marching and no, nobody deserves to die, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. So I gave you all the 12 anniversaries that you needed to know about. Some of you did not know where they went in other provinces and all of those things. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Let me go and rest until we meet again. Don't forget to pray. But after we pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace and pan Africanism. I salute you.